Welcome back. It's that time of the month again. It is sales report day. Yeah, and just on the surface of things, it looks like it's been a bit of a bad month for me. I've had some really good sales. I've had some pretty mediocre ones. This isn't everything, or else we'll be here all day. Let's jump into it. Okay, starting off strong with probably three of my best sales this month and personal favourites. The Tamagotchis, I found these at a car boot. The video is somewhere below. Yeah, and I got them for it was like fill a bag for like £1, and it worked out. The items were like 16p each, and I took them home. They work. They were right at the bottom, and they were like face down, and like no one could see them. So I was like, yes. So I got them because I knew what they were. But yeah, they went pretty quickly within like a couple of weeks. Really good, healthy sales. Oh God, if every sale could be like that, I would be a very happy reseller. The middle one is Royal Dalton cups. I got a full collection for £15, and I've sold this pattern before, but I've never found any cups, and I knew the cups did quite well, so I had 5. They went pretty quickly. I've also sold like a couple of plates of them as well out of that lot. But yeah, these are probably the biggest sales in terms of net profit. Okay, quite a good range of sales on this panel. This shirt, the t-shirt I got like literally the other day, and I've accepted an offer today, and I'm really chuffed with it. I just thought, get it on, get it gone, because it only cost me 30p. Same with the other two. I mean, these are like 3 for £1 bundles. The middle one I got from a charity shop, but it was actually part of the challenge. And yeah, and they're from the 80s, and they're quite sought after. Those types of figures, so yeah, keep a lookout for them. The octopus is from Boots, believe it or not, Boots Cosmetics, and I sell quite a lot of Boots soft plush toys from like the 90s, and yeah, that sold pretty well, so I'm happy with that. Right, no messing with this one. The Steiner £1.99 from a charity shop sold literally within a day. I couldn't believe it. And I've sold those types of things before, but they've never had a lid. Make sure they've got the lids, because that's what makes them popular from West Germany. The timer, that was pretty new. I got it with a car boot for £1. Sold 16.50. Brilliant. Net profit of exactly a tenner. I think that's the sales that I'm trying to make at least £10 profit per item. And so really, selling something for 16.50 is probably the target minimum. I'm not going to get it all the time, but like that's my target, because then at least net profit is £10, my net. Yeah, the shirt was, it's called A Fish Named Fred, I think it's called. And I think I remember paying I think it was either £3.75 or £4.25. I put £4.25 just in case, but that sold really well, and it's a bit of a weird brand. Look it up. I think it's from Amsterdam, but yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, sold a video game, and it's like it's not really rare one, but it is kind of like getting there. It's creeping up. Yeah, and it says cost free, but I did pay for it. Obviously, I think I paid it on voucher years ago from CX. So it's like pennies probably. Yeah, and it sold for £53.50. Yeah, I'm kind of ransacking my video games just to see what's like rare, so I can sell it. The Wicker lampshades, got them from the car boot a couple of weeks ago when I did a car boot. They were £1 each. I thought they were £1 for the pair. They weren't. They were £1 each. Yeah, and one of them is pretty damaged, but I put that in the listing. It seems to go quite well. Absolutely fine. Yeah. Okay, so this kind of blew my mind. The teddy on the left, I got in that big bundle with that flat Eric out that mystery box for a tenner, and I've kind of like, it didn't really cost 10p, but like, it cost £10 for the lot, but I kind of like put 10p, just it's negligible. Yeah, and I put it up, and within half an hour it sold. So now I'm like thinking, oh my God, did I price it right? I did, by the way, but it was just someone who really wanted it. Yeah, so that's from Alton Towers from like, I think it's the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that kind of blew my mind. These shoes I think are really ugly, which is kind of why I bought them. They're Bertie's shoes. They're kind of funky, very disco-esque. They were £4.99. It's like I paid up for them, I thought, but no, £37. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, that's Stingray on the right. I got 2 things. It was a Star Wars toy and a Stingray toy, and I didn't know there was a figure inside. And she bought a £5 for them, so it was like £2.50 each. Yeah, I got my £10 profit, but that sold pretty quickly as well. Okay, so the thing on the left, it's a room storage like cascading nets, and they're from IKEA. And yeah, just a public service announcement, make sure that they are A, the multicoloured ones, and B, they haven't got any proper holes in, or they're not like stained or anything, because I accidentally bought one for like £2, £3, and it was like ripped to buggery. I was like, oh god. But this one was fine, it cost £1, sold. They are quite quick sellers. The multicoloured ones do better than the solid colours, I find. Yeah, the the stitch hat on the, I've had that for ages. I thought that would go quite quickly, but I paid £5, and yeah, finally sold. £38.07. I don't know why. 7p. The jumper on the, or the sweater on the right, that is a Guinness sweater, and it's new with tags. That went all the way to America on GSP, so I'm happy with that sale. That went really quick as well, by the way. Okay, my obsession with Alton Towers things continues. The cup on the left, that's a 13, the Bride 13 cup, and it's yeah, like one of those sippy cup things. It's really unusual, really weird. I got it for £3 for £1, and yeah, sold. Altogether £23.05. I love it because I'm so close. I do kind of pick up Alton Towers stuff quite a lot. Yeah, the middle is a Weekend Offender shirt for the jumble sale, I think. £23.45. That's Brutus Gold. That jeans, those jeans, they are ones to look out for. They're kind of, they're very retro, like they were popular apparently in like the 70s. But yeah, £4, and it had the tags on this one as well. Yeah, I got an offer on that, and I sold that pretty quickly. I didn't want to hang around on those jeans. Okay, everybody loves a freebie, and I got those little tin eggs from Emma Bridgewater a couple of weeks ago, because I spent, I think it was like, I spent £60, so I got these freebies on their Easter sale, and yeah, I put them straight up on eBay, and they sold within like a week. I'm so pleased. But yeah, net profit £8. It goes against what I actually spent a fortune at the factory. Yeah, left is a Snoopy. This was actually £10. But then I didn't get it because it was too much, so I went back and it was reduced to £5, so I was like, yeah, all right, I'll get that. And yeah, sold, and my net profit's £20.50p. The Quicksilvers, they sold really quickly as well. I was quite surprised actually, because it's not a really popular brand, but I spent £2.99 on them. Yeah, and they sold pretty quickly. I took an offer. My net profit is £8.04 on them, so just missing out on that £10, but still a decent sale, because it's just swiftness, isn't it? I just want to get it up and get it gone. Oh, and I've had a lot of people ask me about what happened to the lampshades, that bargain deal that you did. Basically, I got just a huge bundle of like mini clip-on lampshades and a couple of big ones for £8, and so I've already made 2 sales of them. Yeah, I've put that, I think I worked out like that each lot that I did is worth like £1. But yeah, look at that, £25 net, £29 net. I'm really happy. Those little placemats I got from Adams's Carbu, and they sold again within the first week, and they only cost me £2. It was at the end of the day, and I think he wanted them gone. But yeah, net profit £14. Bargs. Okay, so this is why I love what we do. You can go into a charity shop and you can get some right bargains. This is on the left, there's 2 pairs of Ted Baker. They sold separately to separate buyers, but I paid £1 each for them. They both sold for £15 plus like postage. So altogether it was like £37.60. But yeah, I kind of avoid Ted Baker, but with these, I was just like, yeah, they're £1. They're in really good condition. Easy. Excuse me. The middle is Santa. It's like one of those outdoor light things, and I paid a £5, and I was like panicking because I was like, oh my god, I've spent too much on this. I mean, only a £5, but still. Anyway, yeah, I got an offer, and the guy basically said, will you do it for £35? I said, yeah, and I took it, and I think the postage was like a tenner on it, but that got posted, it arrived, he loved it, fab. The little star thing there, that it's a plush, it's actually a jelly cat, and I got 3 items for 50p, which again works out about 16p. Yeah, that's all pretty quickly. That's off to France. So yeah, GSP kind of looking up these days. Okay, this is why, like, when I get out of bed to go to the car boot in the morning, I get out quite late. I'm like really lazy. And you can still get bargains at the car boot, and a lot of people at the end of the day, they want to get rid of stuff, and they usually do like 3 for £1 or like fill the bag for £1. Yeah, these were 3 for £1, so 33p each. They're all from the same seller that I usually go to, but yeah, a Mario 3DS case, that's that's been around since Christmas. The middle one is like a Filofax, but it's chicken run, and it's basically brand new. It's really good. The guy was a bit weird. He wanted to pay. He was like, "Oh, it's too expensive," but then like a couple of days later, he came back and said, "Yeah, I want it, but I want the other thing as well," because he bought another Aardman Studios things. Anyway, yeah. So I said, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll combine the shipping and everything," and I sent them off. I'm just happy because I wouldn't have usually picked it up, but for 33p, I'm happy. That thing on the right is an Emily the Strange makeup bag, and that cost 33p, and it sold for £18.80. Okay, these are things that really surprised me that sold, and for what they sold for. The left is a John Lewis shirt, and I got it from the jumble sale. It's only 30p. I thought, why not? It's John Lewis. It's a nice shirt. That sold really quickly, weirdly, and basically I didn't put it up for too much, but I mean net profit's like below my target, but still it's still profit at the end of the day. The middle thing is like a crochet like bag, and I've been picking these up quite a lot since I bought one for 50p and I flipped it for like 20. I've been picking them up for like really cheap, and then they've been like my bread and butter items. I've been really surprised, but like it's hitting the net total target. Those pillowcases I got in a charity shop for £1. These patterns, these St. Michael-esque patterns, floral patterns, are really popular. And I think I dropped lucky with these because I don't think they really cared. They were just like, oh, £1. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, £13 net is dandy. Yeah, so these are like just random bits that I've sold, and these are kind of random bits I kind of like turning into like my usual bread and butter things. That's these teddies. I think I got it from charity shop for £2 if I remember rightly. But yeah, that sold pretty good. 16.50 net. The Forever Golden Girls like autobiography. I love the Golden Girls. I read them and they're hilarious. And yeah, I put them up online. They only cost 33p. Again, 3 for £1. Bargain. Net profit 11.81. That's a baby bouncer, Tigger baby bouncer. I've sold 3 of these, and I usually get them for £3 or less. And yeah, this one luckily had the box. That's why it went for a little bit more than what I usually take. But yeah, net profit 15.92. Great. Okay, so this definitely highlights the randomness of clothing sales, particularly sourcing. The shirt on the left is Nigel Hall linen shirt. I got that pretty recently, and I think it was either $3.75 or $4.25. I can't remember. But either way, I've made money on it, but it was a bit of a bum buy. But yeah, it's just random. And yet next to it is Super Dry, the jumper. I don't buy Super Dry at all. I don't buy small. This is small Super Dry, but it is 30p from a jumble sale, which is amazing. So I thought, yeah, that's fine. £13.96. And the dress is it Anthology? And I got that for £1. It was on sale, sold, and my net profit is £10.29. Okay, this is the last slide, I promise. Yeah, it's not everything that I've sold, but like I said, these are just like some of the decent flips. Yeah, the Lokes on the left, I paid a £5. It's paying up for me. I don't usually pay more than a £5 for shoes, but yeah, I'm quite happy with them. The middle one was on a jumble sale again. It was Marks and Spencer's, new with tags, £11.41. And the Pretty Green t-shirt I got in a sale, weirdly. Yes, it cost $3.99 in a sale. I got 2. This sold pretty quickly actually, but look at that net. It's just decimated like the profit. Yeah, $5.65. I think the money's gone out of that, and I think charity shops know what they're worth, and yeah, they're not willing to like reduce them at all. But yeah, jumble sales for the win, definitely. This is like my total breakdown for April. I sold 130 items on eBay total. It's not including Vinted and Depop. My turnover was only £2,638.39p. Fees, post and cost, I've worked out a guesstimation of around 1,053. That's based off 15% fees. That's worked out an average, because it comes up on your thing now how much a percentage like fees have cost. Post, I've worked out on average between, I think it was like £3.20, something like that, and the cost of item varies. I've tried to work it out how much like of cost of item. It varies. Average is around £2 this month. because I've had a lot of like jumble sale items sell. So yeah, so that's my average. My ASP is £20.28, so I'm still holding on to £20, which is good. My net profit is only 1,585. So when you look at like my previous net profits, February is meant to be, it's a shorter month. It's still the hangover from Christmas, and what I technically, after Christmas Day up until about January, I work double hard. I really, really go for it in January, and I put as much as I can up online to kind of offshoot the dip, the January dip and the February dip. So even a shorter month, and I made what £1,679 net guesstimate net profit. Yeah, March was kind of like I think if I was doing all the work in, say, like post Christmas up until about January, then I think March might have benefited from all of that, because my net profit jumped pretty good. I had quite a lot of juicy sales, like quite big juicy sales. There was like there was quite a few single item, over 100 items sales. So like £2,013. So to go from £2,013 net down to, in April, what, 1,585, it's like 400 odd, it's nearly £500. It's quite a, what's the word? It's quite a dip, that, and it's kind of like, I've always known that I can't rely on eBay as my, only income source. I need to start creating more income sources so that when I have a bad month, something's there to kind of make up a shortfall almost. So yeah, not the best numbers, if I'm being honest. I feel like I put a lot of work in April, and I think it's probably because I put a lot of work into sourcing. Ooh, got a sale. I put a lot of work into sourcing items, and I've got a lot of items that are quite high range or middling range. Yeah, and I feel like I've put in a lot of work and I haven't got as much back for it. I mean, to go from like what, £2,000 to 1,500, it's quite a chunky bit to miss. So I definitely need to revisit the multiple streams of income. I've got things set up to start it, but because I've put all my energy into eBay and to sourcing, it's kind of taken a back seat, these other streams of income. But I'm definitely going to check it. It's because I need something else to pick up that slack for when eBay's been a bit iffy. I mean, I've noticed a lot of people on Instagram saying that this month, like, eBay has been a bit kind of peaks and troughs, like it's starting and stopping. It's been a bit kind of jolly. With me this month, I've had a couple of like low days, but then a couple of high days. But then for the majority, it's like that. It's kind of middling. I've been having kind of like pretty average sales, nothing to write home about. Whereas last month I had quite a lot of high sales. I had a lot of like doubling my target, basically, like a couple of hundred pound days, and I've had a couple of items that sold on their own for like £100. But this month it's not been like that. I've had quite kind of technically middling sales. But yeah, I don't know if it's like an eBay thing, a traffic thing. I mean, I was looking at my Depop sales. My Depop's still hanging on. I do £100 a month. That's on average. Vinted has been really slow this month. I've made about 67. Usually it's about 100 on Vinted as well. But yeah, so that's been a bit down. I haven't really done any promotions on Vinted. But yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? I think eBay April must be a bit of a blip month. But yeah, I'm sure it'll get like picked back up. I'm hoping May will pick back up if I can put in as much effort as I can. But I really need to start dedicating specific times to build up these additional streams of income, because I consider reselling one stream and then all the platforms are like little streams within that. I know some people say like, oh well, I've got eBay, Vinted, Depop, Etsy. It's like, oh, I've got 4. It's like, well, no, I want one stream, and that's my reselling. Reselling is like my primary job, but then these additional ones, these can pick up the slack. But yeah, which I'll go into another day. I'm definitely going to have to start it. But yeah, thanks for watching. How have your sales been? Any suggestions? Any suggestions of random streams of income that I could do? I'm the KDP kind of train at the moment. I'm going to focus on that. But yeah, anything else, let me know. Thanks for watching. And yeah, normal programming will resume soon. And I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.